In this video, I'm going to create a sub-assembly of this bracket and the box shelf along with and then use that to build onto the frame that we built in the last video. And basically we'll also have holes working in this and bolts and nuts, and I'm going to show you how to do all of that together. So go to File and make Assembly from Part. So I want my box shelf and I want to insert two brackets. So bracket 1 and bracket 2. They can just be there. So at the moment they're all just floating in mid-air. If I zoom these out so you can see they're just anywhere there at all. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this paper clip, this mate, to make them all line up the way that we want them to line up. So in this case here, I'm making the tops of the two brackets equal, and I'm also going to make them equal now with the bottom of the box. So you can see that they're now all lining up nicely. Similarly, I want to have these all lining up along the back. So click OK, and same here. So we can see now that they're starting to line up the way that we want them to line up. Okay, now we want to make sure that we've got these correctly aligned. So what we want to do is we want to have a mate, and basically because the main frame is 150 wide, we want to have these brackets 150 millimeters away from each other. So whatever edge you want to choose here, it can be any edge you like. I'm going to pick that one, and the same part, or the same edge on the other part, and we want to make these parallel with the distance between them, and in this case it's going to be 150 millimeters. Okay. Oh no, oops, accidentally got all of that. So I can do the same thing over here, and distance 150, enter. Click OK. And now it's a matter of making sure that this all fits together nicely. So how do we go about doing that? So we could guess this, but actually we want to maybe make this as perfect as we possibly can. So what I'm going to do is, if I work out the mathematics behind it and how far this is all equal, then actually it's 12.5 millimeters between here and here. So I'm going to use the exact same mate here, and distance 12.5, and click OK. So now we have our sub-assembly nearly done. Okay, so after this now it's just a matter of, you may notice we need to drop in holes. So I want to put in bolts in here, basically holding it all together. So if we get out of the mate option here, and we want to go to Assembly Features, and if we go to Hole Wizard, we can create a straight tap here. Okay, so straight tap, and we can change these dimensions. So I'm going to use ASI metric and M8. So you might remember that this hole that I made in the first video was an 8mm hole. So what I wanted to do is an M8 hole, which is basically a slightly smaller but tapped hole that goes in there. So if we come over here to positions, and I need to select a face to draw this on, and with a little bit of zooming in and reorientating myself, select that, select that, select that, select that, and press the green button. So if you zoom in here, okay, so this is now a tapped hole, which means that it is similar to a nut off a nut and bolt, in that a bolt can be put through it and it will hold in place. And the next part that we want to use is called smart fasteners. You probably won't have this set up, but it only takes a few minutes to set it up. So if we use smart fasteners, it comes up with this error message. Smart fasteners requires Solidworks toolbox, which is not present. So it's very easy to drop this in then. So if you click OK, if you come over here to these side panels, you will see a design library. Okay, it's a couple of books stacked next to each other. See the toolbox, come down here and add in now. Takes a few moments. Okay, and we're going to want the ANSI metric. Okay, so basically this is all ready to go, and what this toolbox does is it holds a whole variety of different components that are standard across the engineering industry. So if I now click on smart fasteners, it will say smart fasteners calculations may take extra time if the assembly contains lightweight components that need to be resolved, or the assembly components contain many holes. So basically it's just saying that it can be a quite time-consuming process. So you want to select your holes, and it will take a few moments. And if you might notice here, then you end up with a few nuts and bolts and whatnot edited in there. So just click that OK for a moment. So now that's not quite what I'm looking for, but it's not far off either. So if I just reorientate myself back again, and if I just click down on smart fastener, and if I right click and go to edit smart fastener, I've got some options there that I can change. So so do I want a socket head cap screw? So basically, do I want it to be that type of bolt? The length. Okay, so length, thread length, display. Okay, so I can then also add in things like flat washer. Again, this is going to take a few moments. And also, yeah, and then maybe on the bottom I might want some sort of a nut. It doesn't matter too much, but maybe a washer as well. drops in the washer and drops in the nut. Takes a couple of minutes. And we can click OK on that. Okay, and if I click there, okay, so actually, so then that will show all that you need for your nuts and bolts and your fasteners and all the rest of it, which is rather nice. Okay, so I can turn that off, and that is that sub-assembly complete. Okay, so I can save that, save as sub-assembly. Sub-assembly complete. Now, I now want to make an assembly from this assembly. So taking this assembly, and I want to put it on my metal frame. So insert component, sub-assembly, and maybe I want to put in 2 of these. Yeah. So again, I'm going to drop these in here. Same idea. So the base of this, or sorry, the back of this, and the front of this are going to be lining up. Same with this and this. And I'm going to put one over here and one over here, and that can be it for the time being. So if I just get out of that, and I can slightly move this over here if I like, this one over here, but it's not all that I need to do. Okay, I need to make sure that I've got this rightly set up. Okay, so there's no point in having it, if you zoom in here, you know, you don't want them like half off like that, so you want to make sure that they're properly set up. Okay, so again, you can work this out, and you can use a mate such that that and that no, that we can, say for example, move that to that. Now we want to have these ever so slightly different, so if I change that to a distance of 5, that lets me line it up pretty well. Same over here, do the same idea. That and that, and we'll make them parallel. And if I want, I can set distances there, but for the moment it's fine. And click OK. So I could set up a height there as well if I wanted to. Again, I'm going to use assembly features, hole wizard, and escape. Oh, no. Let's try this again. Hole wizard. Okay. So again, we're going to want a straight tab, and it's going to be the same information here, and it's just a matter of creating your positions. So it's going to be on this plane, and you just kind of need to zoom in. So all of those smart holes are hole wizards. Come up and okay. I'm getting some error message somewhere. Not too sure where. So what's wrong? Okay, I can come back to that and fix that in a few minutes. In the meantime, smart fasteners, create them. Yeah, so I want to drop in this and add. Okay, and click OK. And that's going to be fine. I can click OK to that. Okay, so there's an error on my subassembly, which is why that keeps coming up. But basically there now I've got all my nuts and bolts, and it chooses the best one for me. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to file, save as, and it's going to be box shelf assembly. Save all, and I'm going to go back and I'm just going to see what's wrong with this. Click to rebuild the assembly now. Yes. Close. Okay, so what's wrong? I'm not too sure what's going wrong there, but it's fixed. Okay, so whatever reason that did not want to work. So just save that. Control S, and if I go back to my box shelf assembly, no error messages. It's all happy days. Okay, I think I might know what's wrong, but it's not worth fixing right now. So that's it.